Hello, hello, my friends. 2 KRINGLE videos in 1 week. I know it's a little bit much. However, yesterday they released their spring and summer lineup, and today we have been given the green light to go ahead and talk about the 2025 Easter collection. Now, for those of you who follow me over on Instagram or you are in the KRINGLE Facebook group, I kind of teased a little bit. I showed a picture of 2 KRINGLE boxes that were sent to me, and I just said, thank you, KRINGLE, happy mail. And I had asked in the Facebook group, I said, any guesses as to what is in here? And a lot of you guys guessed correctly. You guys said, oh, it's the spring and summer collection. But what I didn't reveal to you was that it was the spring and summer collection as well as some new Easter candles. So today we were given the green light to go ahead and start sharing information about the Easter launch. And I am going to give a little bit of a cold sniff impression. I'm going to give you all of the information you need to know about these candles. And I am pretty excited about that. You can actually tell that I'm wearing the same outfit that I wore in Monday's video because I'm actually filming these videos back to back. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Easter. So there are going to be a total of 9 candles offered in the Easter collection. There will be 6 in those beautiful speckled mercury jars. Those will be in the 22-ounce 2-wick formula, still 100% soy wax. And then they will be offering 3 of those 3-wick painted vessels that they are going to be phasing out eventually in 2025, but for this collection, they still had plans to make them. So there are 3 fragrances going to be offered in that format. Now, these are going to be a limited edition collection. There are no country candles being offered in the Easter collection, which I know some of you guys are bummed out about that. I did mention in Monday's video that the country candles in the spring summer lineup are going to be the last ones ever offered as part of a like new collection in terms of the country jars. I'm not really sure what all of that transition and phasing out is going to look like. I'm just here passing on all of the information. These candles will be available on Thursday, March 20th, 2025 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have about 2 weeks, you guys, until the launch of these candles. Thankfully, KRINGLE did get these to me early enough that I do hope to have post-burn reviews up for you guys prior to the launch, so that way you guys can get your lists together and compare my opinion. Hopefully some of the other ambassadors who have received these will get their thoughts to you guys as well. But yeah, this is very exciting. I do have a discount code with KRINGLE. Katie15 will save you 15% off of your purchase with them. It is an affiliate code, eligible for commission, so please only use that if you are comfortable. But let's go ahead and get into this sniff session, because I had mentioned in Monday's video, those of you who were lamenting that there were not a whole lot of gourmand options in the spring and summer lineup, this is what I was talking about. Gourmand lovers rejoice. This collection is mainly for you. If you like some florals, there's some in here for you as well. But this is a pretty gourmand heavy collection. So I have all but one of the 9 candles available, and we're going to go ahead and start out with the candle that is returning, but I do not have in my collection, and there's a reason why I don't have it. So the first candle that is making a return this year is Jellybean Jubilee, which, by the way, I love the packaging on this candle. Fragrance notes of Jellybean Jubilee are top notes of bright citrus lemon, tangerine, mid notes of juicy cherry, candied blueberries, and vanilla sugar, and base notes of fruit medley and licorice. So why do I not have it in front of me? Well, I decluttered it last year, you guys, because that candle was not for me. In fact, it made one of the worst candles of the year for me personally in 2024. That being said, you guys, the reason why I didn't like it was because I did detect some of that licorice note in there, and the mid note of cherry was pretty, I noticed it a lot. Now, personally, I was a huge fan of their 2023. They had a 3-wick, I think it was just called Jelly Beans. That I was a huge fan of. But last year they reformulated, they did a different fragrance, and it just was not for me. Again, I'm not a fan of licorice, or truly, I'm not always a fan of cherry fragrances either. They can come across a little bit medicinal to me, and I just wasn't a fan of that fragrance. However, if you do want more thoughts about that candle, how it performed, it did perform very well for me. If you want more in-depth thoughts about that, I do have a review of that candle already on my channel. In fact, at the end of this video and down in the description box down below, I will make sure that I link my Easter collection playlist of reviews. You will find actually a couple of the candles that are, you will find, back this up. You will find all of the candles that are making a return this year are in that collection playlist. So you can go ahead and check that out if you want some dedicated reviews. But like I said, the new ones I am planning to do some reviews on for you guys this year. But Jellybean Jubilee, not for me. I did also forget to mention at the beginning of this video that all of the candles I'm talking about today, I will make sure that I list in the description box with timestamps, and I will have all of the fragrance notes listed down there for you as well. Another fragrance that is making a return this year is Easter Brunch. Now, this one I actually have left over from my 2024 collection. Now, the fragrance notes on Easter Brunch, I have them written down here, are top notes of sweet and almond, mid notes of butter and vanilla, and base notes of cream and vanilla. Now, this fragrance to me smells like a croissant. You've got a little bit of that almond note in the background. If you are a fan of the Halloween lineup, there is a fragrance called It's Evil. It's Evil is a sister fragrance to Easter Brunch, in my opinion. They're not the exact same. There's slight differences, but they're definitely in the same family. This to me has a little bit more of that almond note in it than It's Evil did, but it's still definitely that like flaky, buttery croissant type of scent. My favorite pairing with this candle, I've mentioned it a few times on my channel. If you happen to have the Reserve Juicy Strawberry scent, pair them together. Burn this one with Juicy Strawberry. You will thank me later. It smells so good. Or if you even really just have any other like strawberry fragrances, it's a wonderful combination. I have loved this scent, with that. I do already have a dedicated review on my channel of this candle, but it is making a return. And I love this kind of like peachy pink packaging. The packaging on this, I have to say, I think the Easter collection is probably my favorite packaging that KRINGLE has done. I just love it. I love the colors. I love the photographs that they've done on it. I feel like they have just knocked it out of the park. But Easter Brunch has made a return, as has my beloved lemon sugar marshmallow. So this was one of the fragrances in I think it was within my top 5 of 2024. I love this fragrance. We have top notes of pastry and lemon, mid notes of sweet and lemon zest, and base notes of vanilla and sugar. Now, to me, you guys, this is not a lemon cupcake. It's kind of in the vein of like a lemon bar, but you're missing that like sulfuriness, I guess, that you would get from like whenever I have lemon bars, sometimes there's like a sulfur note from the egg, that like egg mixture in there. And I'm not always a fan of that in lemon bars, but it's that very overly sweet, tart, but it's sugary lemon. It's not cleaner lemon. The lemon note in here is very, very similar to the lemon note that was in the 2023 spring and summer collection. There was a country candle called Cosmic Cupcakes. The lemon note in there is very similar to the lemon note in here. In fact, I think it's the same one. But I cannot get enough of this fragrance. I love this scent. You guys know I'm a huge fan of lemon gourmands. I would say that this is probably, I'm going to go out, I'm just going to say it. This is my favorite lemon gourmand fragrance that I've ever come across. I love this one. Will I be getting more backups of it this year? Absolutely. One of my all-time favorites. It pairs so nicely with a lot of other springtime fragrances. So that is making a return. Now, let's talk about the 3 new, I'm putting that in quotations, 3 new candles in the KRINGLE lineup that are in these mercury jars. Now, this one is actually new. This is Easter Petals. Look at this beautiful packaging on here. Again, I told you guys, they knock it out of the park, I think, for Easter. We have fragrance notes of sparkling lemon, Pettigrain Twigs, Italian Bergamot, Neroli Blossom, Patchouli Musks, and Amber. And here's the thing with this candle, you guys. Um, I don't know. You know how like in the fall, a lot of us were joking that we felt like Kringle had like an abundance of like grape or Merlot fragrance oil. I feel like in the spring and summertime, they have an abundance of neroli going on, because what I smell here, this is neroli orange blossom type of fragrance. Those of you who love that floral fragrance family, you're going to like this one. Now, I am going to say, I did burn this one once yesterday, and the first burn was pretty light for me. I was actually surprised by how light it was on the first burn, because it's very strong on cold. It's a very strong fragrance on cold, but it is neroli orange blossom to my nose. It's floral. If you tend to like those fragrances, you're going to like that. But again, you guys, don't take it as gospel truth right now that I've done one burn and I said that it was fairly light for me, because sometimes these candles take candles take a couple of burns to really get into their element. Especially, I know that these candles are coming from Massachusetts, where it's a lot colder weather than what I am experiencing here in Arizona. So I don't know if there were maybe just some fragrance oils settling. So I'm excited to see what this one will be like on the next couple of burns. I will for sure get a post-burn review done on this one prior to the launch for all of you guys, because this excited me a lot. I don't typically love florals, but if I do like a floral fragrance in the spring and summer, it is going to be like a neroli orange blossom. You saw the spring and summer collection. They have a couple of fragrances that have neroli notes in there. But this is like authentic neroli orange blossom. Ooh, it's good. It's really, really good. I like that fragrance. But again, after the first burn, I wanted it to be a little bit stronger. So we'll see if it comes to life a little bit more on successive burns. The next fragrance that is new in the Kringle lineup, but this was part of the Country Candle lineup last year, is Chocolate Eggs. Fragrance notes of milk chocolate, sweet, sugar crystals, vanilla, buttercream, and cocoa. And here's the thing, you guys. What you are picturing right here, like if you've ever unwrapped these and popped it into your mouth, and that sweetness of the milk chocolate that you get, that's what my nose is sniffing right here. That's what my nose smells here. This is a good, authentic chocolate egg fragrance. And I'm not typically the type of person who loves chocolate fragrances. Just being really honest with you, I don't. I love the way that Kringle does milk chocolate. And this reminds me a lot of the milk chocolate fragrance or the fragrance accord that was in 2 years ago. They had a 3-wick that was called, I think it was called Easter Bunnies. And it had a slight hint of coconut in the background. I am going to tell you guys, I really wish that they would bring that fragrance back. I like that one a little bit more than just slightly. Like I would give it the edge to this. But that being said, this is authentic. I'm loving it. I did burn this candle this morning, and it's funny. My youngest daughter was like, "Oh, that's the smell of chocolate that I keep getting." I will tell you, on first burn, it was about a 7. Noticeable, not smacking me in the face. But again, sometimes with chocolate fragrances, you don't want it to overpower your space. I feel like this would be a great blend with one of the 3 wicks that I'm going to talk about here in just a moment. I did burn them together this morning. But this, really, really authentic. Again, pop one of these in your mouth. That's what you're smelling in this candle. Really, really nice fragrance. And then the candle that, besides lemon sugar marshmallow, that I was excited to see make a return this year is Carrot Cake. Now, again, this was a fragrance that they offered last year in the Country lineup. However, fragrance notes are the same as last year. Carrot cake, spice, vanilla frosting. I'm going to tell you guys, this fragrance, this year's version, or I don't know if it's that they tweaked it a little bit. I still smell carrot cake. It is still that spicy carrot cake note or fragrance, but they added more vanilla frosting component in this year's version. Last year's was just pretty much spice cake. You got a tiny, tiny hint of vanilla frosting in that, but I really, really appreciated that it was like that carrot cake, spicy. It was very spice cake forward, very spicy. I think they toned down the spice in this year's version and kind of brought a little bit more vanilla frosting in here. The vanilla frosting note that I'm getting, I'm going to be really honest, the vanilla frosting note that I'm getting in here is kind of similar to that, what was it, the gingerbread frosting, frosted gingerbread. what was the one? It was in the like Christmas Reserve candle, gingerbread and frosting, frosted gingerbread, something like that. It had the gingerbread house on it in the Reserve line. I feel like the frosting note is the same as in that one, and I wasn't really crazy about that because there's a slight like lactonic note to it. And part of me, I'm just going to be really honest with you because I did burn this last night, and I was like, this isn't the same. I hate to tell you guys that. I especially for me, I was a huge fan of carrot cake last year, and I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that they tweaked it. Because my nose is definitely smelling more vanilla frosting in here than last year. I really appreciated the spice cake note of it. Again, now I am somebody who does tend to like spicy fragrances. I know that there are some people who like more of the sweet frosting accord. So if you last year got carrot cake and you were like, oh, I want a little bit more frosting note in it, you're probably going to be happy with that. That being said, it's not cream cheese frosting. If you are familiar with Bath and Body Works carrot cake, that is definitely cream cheese. There's a little bit of like, I feel like cream cheese is a little bit not as sweet of a frosting. That candle last year, I compared the country format to the Bath and Body Works, and I told you guys the country candle was more spice cake forward. The with the frosting in the background, hint of frosting, barely any frosting. Whereas I said Bath and Body Works was cream cheese frosting with their spice cake in the background. But this year, you guys, this is still spice cake, but it's more vanilla frosting. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I feel like they tweaked this to being vanilla frosting forward, and you smell it more the longer that it burns. Obviously, if the vanilla frosting is in the base note, the longer you burn, those base notes are going to come out. But I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I love the packaging. I love everything. I wish they would have just left the formula alone. I wish they wouldn't have added more vanilla. Now, other ambassadors might say different, but I am just telling you my opinion. There's something different in this year's version that I am slightly disappointed in. Do I still like the fragrance? Yes, but I am going to be honest with you. The ambassadors have been given the opportunity to order some of these beforehand, so that way we could give you guys like reviews and whatnot. And these were sent to me in PR. I'm being honest with you guys. I didn't order, I ordered the lemon sugar marshmallow and the Easter brunch last year. They were in my collection. But I am going to tell you that the ones that I am actually probably considering repurchasing right now is really lemon sugar marshmallow, maybe Easter petals, depending on how that one burns. But carrot cake, I was ready to place orders for backups of it. And so far I'm like, However, if I get to the halfway point, maybe it'll change, because we do know sometimes these Kringle candles can change the more that you burn them. But I'm not going to say I'm disappointed in carrot cake, because it is still a nice fragrance, but they've tweaked it and I'm a little bit disappointed. So let's go ahead and talk about the 3-wick candles that we have here. The first one being offered is Berry Citrus Bloom. Fragrance notes on this candle are red berries, orange, rose, jasmine, freesia, geranium, musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and amber. And this fragrance, this is going to be, excuse me, this is going to be for those of you who love good, strong, kind of heady florals. It's not white floral, but it is definitely a stronger floral scent. This is not Easter petals. This is not neroli or orange blossom. This is more, I smell the rose. I smell the freesia. These are geranium. These are more like dense floral fragrances. You get some of that perfuminess of the patchouli in here and the musk. This one is definitely a more heady, strong floral. Red berries, maybe a little bit, but I don't get a ton of fruitiness. This is definitely a perfumey floral fragrance. I did burn this morning in my bedroom. I was burning chocolate eggs out here in the living room. I was burning this one in my bedroom, and it was performing pretty well for me. For it being such a strong floral on cold, I was a little bit nervous about burning it in a smaller space in my bedroom, thinking like, oh gosh, this might choke me out. But actually it was really, really nice. That being said, I did have the windows open, so I don't know. But first burn was pretty good, nice clean burn. So that's what I have to say about that one. The next candle here, I love the packaging on this one. Look at all of these cute little Easter bunnies on here. We have Bunnies and Flowers. Fragrance notes of green, foliage, vetiver, floral, moss, and wood. And here's the thing, you guys. This one, this one smells very similar to Easter Petals to me, although I will say now that I've burned each one of these at least once, and after you burn a candle, sometimes the fragrance oils kind of mix a little bit differently. So when I initially sniffed these both on cold, I thought this smells like the same fragrance, maybe a little bit different. Now I am going to tell you that now that I've burned them, what I smell in the Bunnies and Flowers is a little bit more of an earthiness. Maybe a little bit more amber and perfuminess, whereas the Easter Petals is straight up like Neroli and Orange Blossom. It's a little bit lighter, not lighter, but like this one has a little bit more of a density to it, a little bit more greenness, a little bit more earthiness. But regardless, I actually burned this one in my bedroom and then the Easter Petals out in my living room. They are complementary fragrances to one another. Very, very nice. Sorry, goodness, that was loud. But I like this one. I don't see myself buying a bunch of these. If you ask me which one I like between the two, I like Easter Petals a little bit more. But this is nice. Again, another floral fragrance, but it's not as like heady, strong, bam florals, different type of floral than the, what was this one called? The Berry Citrus Bloom. And then the last 3-wick that they are offering here, look at this cute packaging with the little Easter eggs on it. We have Sweet as Can Be. Fragrance notes, lemon, pastry, butter, vanilla, sugar. If you happen to like the 3-wick format a little bit more and you love lemon sugar marshmallow, this fragrance, this is lemon sugar marshmallow in the 3-wick. I actually burned this candle the other yesterday morning, just to be sure. Just on cold sniff, I was like, oh, this is lemon sugar marshmallow. I burned it yesterday and I'm like, yep, it's lemon sugar marshmallow. So if you like the 3-wick format and you like the fragrance of lemon sugar marshmallow, you're probably going to want to purchase this one. This is 14 ounces of wax, and the 3 wicks will be, I believe, $26. The 2-wick tumblers are 22 ounces of wax, but those are retail for $34. So just going to go between, you know, which one do you want to spend more money on, or which is your favorite format. But I will say that I love this fragrance. This was very strong for me on burn yesterday. In fact, I will say that this was the strongest candle of all of the ones that I have burned right now. This was a good solid 8.5, almost 9 in terms of strength and throw. Very, very strong performance. I will still do a dedicated review on this, even though I've already done a lemon sugar marshmallow, just because it is a different format, different packaging, different name. I will still make sure that I have that for you. All right, so those are all of the Easter candles being offered this year. Again, these are launching on Thursday, March 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are limited edition. My discount code Katie15 will save you 15% off of your purchase. But let me know in the comment box down below, which ones do you have your eye on? Which ones are your favorite packaging? I've got to say, the packaging on these, once again, if you haven't gotten my drift here, love, love, love the packaging. It's probably my favorite that KRINGLE has done. And also it would help me out, you guys, if what ones are you most interested in seeing post-burn reviews on first. Like I said, I'm really aiming to get all of these reviewed for you guys prior to the launch, so that way you guys can get your list together. You can narrow them down. You can compare my reviews to some of my fellow ambassadors, and yeah, get some thoughts together about what you guys want to purchase. So again, please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new and you like candle content. This weekend, I actually have my candle chat video coming up for you guys, as well as I think I have another haul that I am planning to share with you guys. So all sorts of fun content that you don't want to miss out on. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.